Hi everyone, welcome to a Stamping to Share video. I'm Kate Kalthoff, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and today I'm going to share how to create this card. This is a Father's Day card, but it could just as well be a birthday card or a thinking of you card. If your man likes to light a fire, so to speak, this would be a great card to give him. And on the inside, you can see he is going to sit back and relax. And then, of course, you can put your own sentiment in here, stamp your own sentiment, or write a little note. So let's get started. The first thing that we're going to need is some soft suede cardstock, and I've cut it at 5.5 by 8.5, and I scored it at 4 1/4. So all that's left to do is fold it in half, and then we'll take our bone folder and just put a nice crease in the back so it lays flat for us. All right, then the next thing is an inside layer. The inside layer is very vanilla cardstock cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And we are going to take that chair stamp. Let me show you what the stamp set looks like. It's called The Great Outdoors. And you can see there's some weenie roasting, a fire, chair, a cooking pot, a tent, a lantern, flashlight, and of course the ever-present ant. In Minnesota that would have been a mosquito, the ever-present mosquito. They can come out in the coldest weather. And then the other stamp set, of course, to customize the front of the card would be one of the teeny tiny wishes. So you can really, really customize this card, whether it be a thank you or a friend to friend or a Father's Day or a birthday. So we have the chair stamp, and I've got the StazOn black ink here. Just going to ink that up nicely and put this right down here in the corner. All right, and so we can take our snail, put a little line of snail on that, and we'll just center it in on the inside panel of our card. All right, now the outside panel, if you'll notice, there's lots of layers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers, not counting the sentiment layer. So let's go ahead and get the measurements for that. The first layer is pretty basic. It's your standard card front panel cut at 4 by 5 1/4. That's in basic black. And I'm going to use some multi-purpose liquid glue. Just run a quick line all the way around. And we will put this right on the back of the card, or right on the front of the card. We can just kind of squeeze it into place. All right, and then the Calypso Coral layer is cut at 3.5 by 4 3/4. And you could just go ahead and lay that down as is. However, I thought it looked really nice if we took that layer and used the Argyle embossing folder from Stampin' Up, run it through the Big Shot machine with this embossing folder. We've got this really nice textured look that adds a lot of inches to the front of the card. And then I'm also going to take some chevron ribbon, which I'm happy to say did carry into the new catalog. I was really excited about that. This has been one of my favorite ribbons to use this spring. So I'm just going to wrap that around, secure it with a little bit of Scotch tape, and we are ready to put this layer onto the front of our card. So again, just running some glue along there. Pretty thick line, as you can see, because there is so much texture in here. We're just going to center that on the front of our card like this. All right, now the next layer is soft suede. This is 2 3/8 by 3 7/8, and we are going to put that on dimensionals. Let me see if I can find some here. Here we go. I should have had this ready in advance, but I guess I didn't quite think this all the way through. But you don't mind, right? All right, so we are going to take these peelies off, and we'll just go ahead and layer this right onto our card. We are going to put this down here in the right-hand corner. Lower right-hand corner. All right, I think that looks good. The next layer over the top of the soft suede, or over the top of the soft suede, will be basic black, cut at 2 3/16 by 3 11/16. I remember when everybody was begging me for measurements, and I was really not excited about giving them out because I do such weird ones. I sometimes like, 3/16 of a layer, and I knew that as soon as I started doing that, you'd probably be like, what? But I guess if you want to see exactly how I get all those little skinny borders, you have to take those 1/16 inch rules. All right, and now this is the final part, the part right before the sentiment. And this is very vanilla, cut at 2 by 3.5. And we're going to do a little stamping on there. So I'm going to take my Campfire stamp, and we're going to stamp this right here. Then I'm going to talk to you about the markers we're using to color this in. So the first thing that I do is I take a crumb cake marker and I color in all the logs. So the entire log gets colored in with the crumb cake. Then I take a soft suede. You can use whichever end you want. I find it just quicker to use the fatter end. And I just draw in some of those hash marks just to give the logs a little bit of character. Then to color in the fire, I've got a couple of new colors here. This is the Tangelo Twist and the Hello Honey, some new in colors from Stampin' Up. So what I do is I just take the marker and I just follow a little stripe up as far as I can, and I just kind of vary where those go. So I do the light one first, and then I follow it up with some of this brighter Tangelo Twist. And you can see how that works. And then you can take the last color, which is Calypso Coral, which is going to blend in beautifully with that Argyle background that we've been working with. And you'll just color in some Calypso Coral. Now I'm going kind of fast because I don't want to spend a lot of time on this. I'll fix that up later for a different card. But I did go ahead and do the coloring. After you've colored, you do want to do your sponging all the way around, and how I do that is I take just a sponge wedge. So I take my normal sponges from Stampin' Up, cut them into wedges, and then I just edge my paper like this. So I have gone ahead and done that with this particular layer, which we can go ahead and layer onto our card. So I just put a little bit of snail on the back, and we're going to layer this right onto the front of our card. And look at that beautiful pop that has. Just gorgeous. And now we have a punch out using the Modern Label Punch. Ooh, I've got some adhesive over here. Yuck, I should have cleaned that up before I showed you. But this is the Modern Label Punch. And here is the punch out in basic black. And then I'm going to take, I think I'm going to do Happy Birthday. So I have a scrap of the very vanilla paper. I inked up the Happy Birthday from Teeny Tiny Wishes. And now all I have to do is use my word window punch. And this is the old style punch. I haven't actually gotten the new style yet. But I'm just centering that in there, punching it out. And then we can go ahead and we'll just layer this onto our black scrap, black word window punch out here, or Modern Label. Goodness, I'm having trouble getting my words out this morning. Must be too early. That's what it is. That's my excuse. All right, and then to set this here, all I do is just take a little bit of snail on the back of this, or you could use multi-purpose liquid glue. You're just going to set this right in like that, so it just hangs off a little bit. There we go. And our card is complete. And here's the inside. Hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Have a great day, and thanks so much for stopping by Stamping to Share. I truly appreciate you. Bye-bye.